all of a sudden we're recruiting totally different muscle fibers. The nervous system is more engaged. And if you read the book Body for Life by Brian Phillips, you'll see in there how he quotes several studies how that if you do the weights and something aerobic, you are getting at least 4 times the benefit than doing one or the other. Yeah, 1 plus 1 does not equal double the benefit. You're talking at least quadruple the benefit, at least. And why is that? Because now, let's say you lifted weights yesterday, and then today you went for a walk or a jog or a bicycle ride. All of a sudden, you are recruiting more muscle fibers because your body's used to doing that. You're recruiting more nerve fibers. Everything gets recruited. You're having a much more effective exercise session because you lifted weights. So we're getting so much more benefit. So you can see how just a little bit of time spent, but doing it wisely, effectively, smartly, can really give you a huge amount of benefits. As Lance Armstrong went along in his professional career, towards the end of his career, which is about now, although all bets are off at this point, we're seeing his overall preparation time spent for the Tour de France is down by 60% compared to when he started doing this. Much smarter, much more effective. Chris Carmichael, his personal coach, by the way, really worth picking up some of his books. He's got great nutrition books for sports medicine and exercise books. Chris Carmichael is the name. He was really able to fine-tune and apply all the technology that back then the Soviet Union, the East Germans, and all the Eastern Communist Bloc nations were utilizing, which is the reason that they had such huge success in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s in the Olympics. You remember, if you're old enough to remember the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they were just hauling in all the gold medals all the time. Part of it was the drugs they were using, but part of it also was the advanced training techniques. And that was this muscle confusion, the periodization, that was going on, and we'll explain some of those techniques later. But let's learn from these professional elite athletes and apply it even when we're beginning to exercise, just bits and pieces of it.
If you're beginning and say you have a hard time walking because we have congestive heart failure or we have fluid on the lungs or things like that, we have even used in the practice with patients just having them work out while they're on the couch, you know, just lifting weights on the couch or moving their legs with therapeutic bands and things like that to get them to the point where their muscle strength is built up enough so that they can go out for a walk so that they feel strong. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of patients worry about balance issues when we're first starting as well, and that helps to start with balancing. Even sitting on a balance ball helps. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we'll be using some of the ball later this evening too. Yeah,
that's a good point, Dr. Stacey. And there's one of my really neat patients. She's 86 years old and really always gives me a hard time when she comes in. She had become almost totally immobile. She could get just when she came to my office, that was the trip for the week with the walker, barely moving, and she'd kind of accepted that, even though she was a fighter. She just had it so long. She just accepted this, and I told her, you know, at this point, I told her, it's not your age, it's lack of muscle strength. The chronic pain you've had has made you not move. There is no muscle left. Let's get some muscle strength back. And what I convinced her to do is hold on to the kitchen counter, just with one or both hands, and do a slow squat. She could assist herself a little bit, 10 of those a day. That's what I told her to do. That was it. And you know what? Doing that, along with the manipulation that we provided, in 6 weeks, she was able to start walking more freely. Today, she comes in walking with just a cane, a bit of a limp because she has a hip issue. And that old age thing that she had accepted is gone. It's amazing. She's contributing to life again and living it fully. And it started just by doing the squats. The squats utilizes about 80% of your muscle mass and is a great way to get in shape fast. Yeah? The human body is amazing if you give it a chance. It astonishes me all the time. So, what equipment do you need? I think you'd love my gym at home. It's awesome. I have a pair of running shoes. Ken Sung will be co-owner of Gazelle Sports. He's going to be talking about shoes right away and the mechanics behind the feet. I like my running shoes a lot because it allows me to do almost all exercises. I also have an exercise mat because I exercise in the basement. Floor is a little hard. Exercise mat is my other extravagant tool I have. And I have 2 free weights. And the free weights are easily adjustable. Just a little clamp, boom, boom, and I can adjust different free weight to different weights. Okay, Sam's Club special. I think it cost me 60 bucks. And I have an exercise ball, the one that you sit on. That is my bench, my weightlifting bench. That is what I have. I don't have a treadmill. Oh, I have my bicycle, can't forget that. And I'm thrilled to have the bicycle I have because I utilize it a lot and it's one of my more fun things. But my gym, that's all I have. And that is all you will need. Those other things, you know, I've seen a lot of athletes, and the fancier the training technique, it seems like the less effective they became. Let's keep it real basic. Let's make sure that we always focus on the core and that we do this smart. And if you do that kind of a gym, armed with knowledge, it's incredible what you can accomplish. It does not take money. You don't have to belong to an expensive gym to do this. If you choose to belong to a gym because they have racquetball or they have this or this, great, or the pool, wonderful. I'm not opposed to gyms, but you don't have to belong to a gym to get fit. You don't have to have a lot of money to get fit. Yeah? So everything that I do, weightlifting-wise, strengthening-wise, is done that way. Yeah, and we're going to teach you a couple of the basics soon. For the winter time, if you cannot afford to be out there, and some of us can't be, right? Because some of us have issues. Of course, a treadmill to walk on or run on or a stationary cycle, of course, those work very well, and I would never be opposed to that. One thing I have noticed about us Michiganders, though, is that sometimes we hold up a little too much in the winter. It really is the time to get out there and just embrace nature and acclimate to it. And you know what? You'll actually start liking winter a little bit. Yeah? It's really, really important. I think part of being fit is to be out to be outside. And to be inside all the time just sweating away is not my idea of fun. I'd rather be outside doing that. So that is the equipment you need. When Dr. Stacey talks right about lifestyle, if you're into tennis, of course you need a tennis racket. If you're cycling, of course you need a bicycle. The key to getting off the couch, by the way, and I want to reiterate one point I missed, is to start out doing something you like. This is an absolutely critical point. And I think one that we forgot. Yes, we should lift weights, or yes, I should be walking, or yes, I should do that, but I hate doing that. Well, you know what? Don't do those things then. Yeah? Let's try to find something that you like, anything, and do that just to get to the next level of fitness. And once you get a little bit more fit, then you notice all of a sudden, okay, you're more willing to broaden your horizon, and maybe that bicycle is not looking as daunting as it did at one point. Yeah? So it's really important to choose some of the activities that you like. I think tennis is great. It's great fun. You always get to share fun with your spouse or with one of your kids. Why not do that? It's time together, and it's very productive. The other one point that you really have to make a note of, wherever you're exercising, weights, bicycle, whatever you're doing, make sure it's in a decent spot. So many of us bury it in a dank corner of a basement or in the laundry room or something. Don't do that. Make it a pleasant place. Yeah, if you're going to spend time there, let's make it enjoyable. And it's really important you put it somewhere that is halfway decent. Natural light, I think, is critical. So some of us choose to have mirrors to watch our form, supposedly. I think it probably has other purposes for most. But a mirror might be useful.